Lincoln Railer Basketball on 96.3 WLCN and WLCNonline.com is brought to you by Grau Incorporated, Schneider Chiropractic, Headline Salon, Lincoln Heating and Cooling, Fifth Street Food Mart, Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois, The Carpet House, Rickham State Farm Insurance, Lincoln IGA, Lincoln College, Bright Ideas Screen Printing and Embroidery, St. Clair's Manor, Lincoln Park District, Grimaldi Law Office, Memorial Sports Care at Abraham Lincoln Memorial Hospital, Jim Examus Ford Lincoln, Stacy's Family Pharmacy, Lincoln Dare, Eaton Corporation, Abraham Lincoln Memorial Hospital, Lincoln Printers, Chicago Street Rentals, and by Four Corners Lube.
Getting ready to meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, we want to remind you that tonight's tip-off is being brought to you by Jim Examus Ford Lincoln. Stop by now and speak with Andy Huber and Ed Segelke about the trade-in event going on, featuring loads of quality pre-owned vehicles, and use your tax refund to put you in one of many pre-owned vehicles which have been put through the 172-point certified Ford service inspection. Don't forget to ask about fantastic deals, factory rebates, and incentives with their new 2018 inventory arriving daily with huge savings as well. Call Andy Huber and Ed Segelke at 217-732-2111. Stop by the showroom located at 2301 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln for more details. And you can see everything online at jimexamus.com, and that is available 24/7. We'll get to the starters for Bloomington in just a moment. Josh, the Railers going with Titus Cannon, Tate Sloan, Drew Bacon, Ben Grunder, and Isaiah Bowers.
Yeah, you're right, Jeff. And the Bloomington Raiders will go as follows, Jeff. Number 4, their stud, 6'6", and a junior forward, Chris Payton. At one guard, a 6'3" senior. Where's the number 5? Chris Pugh. At another guard, 6'1" and a senior. Where's the number 11? Patrick Fisher. At another guard, 6'2" and a junior. Number 22, Donzel Johnson. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Raiders is number 32. He's a 6'5" senior, Raekwon Fuller. Head coach for the Bloomington Railers is Mr. Michael Mosley.
Railers win the opening tip. They move to the basket that we are high atop here in the balcony. Railers in their road red uniforms with white lettering trimmed in green, green numerals trimmed in white. Bacon's going to drive to the basket with the layup, and it's rejected away by Chris Pugh. Down court, Bloomington goes for their first possession. Payton back on top to Patrick Fisher. Fisher watched by Cannon near the timeline.
Lob.
Tried to dump it inside to Payton, but Bacon was there for the steal. Defense, yeah. Defense.
You're right.
Going to need a lot of it.
Turnover by Bloomington to start the game, and Jeff, the Railers in their first position had a nice drive.
Grunder to the basket.
That's goaltending.
Swatted away. Then saved in bounds by Bloomington.
Hit the bankboard first.
Down to the baseline, looking to make a move. Nice job by Bacon cutting it off from Fuller. Now back on top to Fisher. Minute into the contest, still looking for our first score of the night. Fisher along the right wing, down in the corner to Pugh. Tried to lob it into Payton. Once again, a Railer steal as Isaiah with quick hands takes it away. Ahead to Ben. Ben's going to take it in. Pull up from 12 is going to be short. Rebound down to Bloomington.
Yeah, you see a little bit of not going after it because of the first thing. Grunder didn't go in the lane.
And we've got I think it was a delay of game warning on Bloomington as the basket went in for Bloomington on a lay-in by Donzel Johnson. And then one of the officials quickly blew a whistle for a delay of game warning. And Bloomington, just a minute and a half into the game, Josh, they've called their first timeout.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Coach Mosley was too worried about, but something that didn't happen. But you saw a little bit of what Jermaine can do for the Railers. He's done it all year, and adjusting shots inside. Exactly what Chris Payton had done to Ben Grunder. He went in, got a shot blocked the first time. Then Ben went and got another nice drive, pulled up from about 5 feet, but left it short. Didn't want any part of going all the way in.
Railers facing pressure from Bloomington, down 2-0. Sloan will bring the ball up into the front court. Hands off to Cannon. Cannon watched by Johnson. Titus brings the ball to the left side, now back the other way. Looked to go backdoor, but it was covered up. Handing off to Grunder. Grunder now on the right side to Bowers. Bowers thought about the shot. He's guarded there by Fuller. Isaiah on the dribble. Now to Grunder. Grunder trying to make space. Bounces down in the corner and tipped away. Nice defense by Johnson as they try to get it in this near corner to Tate Sloan.
Yeah, and I thought Ben there again, I thought he was in a position where he can go up and shoot. All he's got to do now the next time is go in there and shot fake and get Payton up in the air a little bit and then go right into him. That stops the shot blocker when you can get him into foul trouble. You got to continue to go in and use your shot fakes.
5:45 to go in the first. Bacon thought about a three, didn't take it. Hands off to Grunder. Cannon drives in. Out to Ben. Ben dribbles in traffic. Bounces it over to Bacon. Drew couldn't handle it. Ball loose. Ball still loose. Picked up by Johnson. And Bacon right down here in front of us is going to pick up the foul. And Josh, 2.5 minutes in, you can tell those first couple plays underneath have really affected the Railers' aggressiveness.
Yeah, and it's got probably in the mind of Ben a little bit already there. Another time I thought he could have got up. Normally Ben goes up and shoots that, and again looks to pass off and gets it deflected away. So I think Coach has got to pull Ben aside and say, hey, son, you got to continue to go to the basket because that's your game.
So after the first foul of the night, whistled on Bacon. Fuller, dump it inside for Payton. Ball loose. Ball trickles out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Railers. And if nothing else, Josh, in this first little bit of the first quarter, the Railers have certainly done a great job of keeping the ball from Payton. It's just we haven't done anything on this end.
Yeah, you're right. 3 turnovers already for Bloomington, and really the only possession that they didn't turn it over, they got the basket to go. So the Railer defense has done a good job. We just got to score on our end.
On top to Isaiah. Long three, top of the key. Way off the mark on the left side. Bloomington saves it from going out of bounds. And Pugh will bring it into the front court across the timeline for Bloomington.
And they put Payton right in the middle of that zone. It's really tough to guard this Railer 1-2-2 as that's a position that's really can be a factor if you can get him the ball.
Long three, that's off the mark, no good. Johnson comes in with the rebound. Swatted away, blocked by Bacon. Try again, swatted away again by Drew. Nice tough play. They're letting them play.
Yeah, it's going to be physical, Jeff. We've seen it already a couple times where Bacon, that's probably a foul in most games that the Railers play in, and he got away with that one.
Isaiah pulls up from 15 is good.
Yeah, again, nice pull-up, 15-footer. Isaiah strong off the dribble. Got that right-handed dribble to the free throw line and put it in right where he's been really good most of the season.
Almost halfway through the first quarter. Railers in Bloomington tied at 2. Johnson, dump it down to Fuller. Back now to Fisher. Underneath, stolen away by the Railers. Yeah. Another steal down low.
4 turnovers now for Bloomington. The Railer defense doing what they do, Jeff.
Bowers on the right side to Grunder. Grunder looking on top now to Cannon. Cannon near side to Bowers.
Those long passes the Railers have got to watch. You can see Bloomington starting to try to get out in that passing lane a little bit.
Bacon's three, left it short. Grabbed his own rebound, but he stepped on the baseline. Came right back to him, grabbed it with one foot, but that right foot standing on the baseline. So it'll go back to Bloomington. Into the Railer lineup is Jermaine Hamlin for the first time. Reminder that Railer basketball is brought to you by St. Clair's Manor and Chicago Street Rentals. 3:20 to go, tied at 2, first quarter.
Well, you talked about Bloomington offense can get going. The Railer defense has stopped them so far.
Underneath, in the lane, count the layup is good for Bloomington. That is Patrick Fisher.
And that time they let Fisher go into the middle and moved Payton to the outside, and then the Railers kind of went out on him a little bit more than they needed to.
Grunder between the circles. Drives in hard, kicks it back out to Cannon. Cannon bumped into the official a little bit. Couldn't square himself up for a shot. Sloan In the lane, back out to Titus. Titus drives baseline. Open is Grunder. Grunder's going to drive by his defender. Little floater is good.
Yeah, nice pull up by Ben. And I think Peyton's got to guard Jermaine just a little bit more inside, so that gives our guys a little more opportunity to pull up from 10 or 15 feet now that he's got to guard Jermaine on that block.
2.5 to go in the first quarter, tied at 4. Inside Peyton's 15-footer, slapped away by Isaiah. Payne dumps it over on the right side. 3 on the way is up and good for Donzel Johnson. He has 5, and the Bloomington lead is back at 7-4.
Yeah, and that's where they can be really tough, when they can put Peyton in the middle, and he can. And so many Railers went to contest his shot and guard him at that free throw line that he's able to kick it out. And if they can hit some threes from the perimeter, they can be a dangerous team.
Bowers is going to drive in through traffic out to Cannon. Swing it to Grunder, around to Sloan on the left wing. 7-4, Bloomington first quarter lead, minute 45 to go. Bowers backs the dribble near the timeline. Top of the key, spins in the lane, turns from 13, is good. Quickly into the front court, Bloomington, as the Railers have cut it to 1 at 7-6. Peyton dumps it back over. 3 on the way from the left side. That's no good. Ball tipped around. Who's going to track it down? Bloomington does. Saves it right back to him. Hamlin with the block.
Boy, right now, let's give the ball to Jermaine and see what he can do against Peyton. What a confidence booster that could be for him. He just made a huge rejection on one end, and now let's go to him.
Hamlin with the basketball. 1:05 to go. Great defense by the Railers. Cannon down to Jermaine, working on Peyton. Turns one way, then the other. Makes the move, won't go down. Rebound to Peyton. Ahead to Pugh, and then Sloan's going to be whistled for the reach with 57 seconds to go. Well, we're not here for a boring game, that's for sure.
No, it's kind of gotten that way as far as the scoreboard tells you, but a lot of action here on the court. Just not a lot of points being put up as 3 substitutions come in for Bloomington. And the Railers went to Jermaine, as we just kind of talked about. Made a nice, strong move, just couldn't get it up. And you can see the experience from Peyton is he didn't go for any of those shot fakes that Jermaine tried to give him.
Peyton throws it all the way across the top of the Railers zone. Now on top to Fisher. Fisher to Peyton on the right side, working against Hamlin. Steps called on Peyton. And I got to tell you, it seems that Peyton's a little unsure of himself, almost to the point now where he's impatient.
Well, and it looked earlier that he wouldn't get that way. I mean, he was comfortable with passing the basketball to one of his teammates, and I think as all good players want to do is they want to get off to a good start, and he right now could be held scoreless for the quarter. 30
seconds to go in the first. Railers with the basketball, down 7-6. Lane opens up. Isaiah kicks it back out to Sloan. They make that to Grunder. Grunder on top to Bowers.
Right now Isaiah looks quicker and just stronger and a little more offensive than the guy defensively that's guarding him. Number 14, Tyler Washington.
Down to 10. Bowers high post to Hamlin. Turns one way, then the other. Grunder's 3 on the way. Up and good. Rattled in for Ben. Ball loose, picked up. 3/4 court shot. Will fall short. And at the end of 1, Ben Grunder's 3 gives the Railers the lead. Reminder, Railer basketball brought to you by The Carpet House, Headline Salon LLC, and Lincoln IGA. We start the second quarter along with Josh Komnick. Jeff Benjamin with you. Lincoln with a 9-7 advantage over Bloomington. Into Peyton, looks to make a strong move. A little jump hook, won't go down. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds by Bloomington.
Yeah, great battle under there by Bowers. He was up against number 13, Griffin Moore, 6'5" and a junior, and Bowers just battling his butt off down low. Didn't get the rebound, but his guy tipped it out of bounds, so good battle under there for the senior.
Sloan, Cannon, Bowers, Hamlin, and Grunder on the floor for your Railers. Tate brings it into the front court, picked up his dribble, needs some help, hands off to Cannon.
Yeah, one thing you can't do against this Bloomington rate of pressure is
backdoor. Nice look from Cannon to Bowers. Won't go down again. But then Isaiah strips it away from behind, tries to make the move, goes up, and it won't go, and he's fouled.
Yeah, Bowers with a great hustle. Just a little more activity you see from Bowers. The quickness and the strength just taking over for the senior, making some big-time moves, and that time I almost thought, Jeff, that it could have been goaltending. I don't know that he hit the ball, but he hit the bankboard after the ball had already hit the bankboard. So I think Peyton has gotten away with 2 goaltendings.
Well, right now, it's Isaiah Bowers leading the way for the Railers. He has 7, and the Railers' lead is 12-7 in the first minute of the second quarter. Along the right side. Back on top now, Washington dumps it down to Peyton. Knocked away. That Railer defense is doing a great job on Peyton. Anytime it's near him, there's 2 Railers around him. Yeah,
you're exactly right. A good job by Bowers of almost getting the charge, but then I think it was Titus.
Bowers is going to be fouled on the baseline drive.
Titus stripped it from him.
And Bowers will go to the line for 2 more.
Bowers looks really aggressive. He's kind of been not the Isaiah that we saw for half the season in the last couple of games. And tonight he's back to that guy that we've been accustomed to watching, going to the basket, being aggressive, strong moves. Just the quickness is there as he's short on the free throw, but the quickness is there back, I think, for Isaiah.
And the other thing, and you coached him over at CEL, you can see it's a good thing, but there's a chip on his shoulder, it looks like.
Well, and I think, too, you get to this part of the season, Jeff, and as a senior, you start to realize, man, my time here as a Railer is dwindling fast, and if I'm going to leave my mark, I've got to do it quickly.
Dump it down from Peyton on the high post. Layup is missed by Bloomington. Out of bounds to the Railers. So what they did there is they used Peyton as an outlet to get the ball down to the baseline, but then it was Fuller who missed an easy layup and then knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah, the coaches complaining a little bit about the fish hitting down on one end, but you just got to make a layup.
We've had those nights.
Yeah.
Grunder on the right wing. Railers up 13-7, 6:20 to go. Cannon along the left side brings the dribble back around. Looking on top for Grunder. There's Ben, top of the key, one way, then the other. Back out to Cannon. Isaiah, top of the key, 3 on the way, up and good again.
Boy, and Isaiah looks confident and quick there, but boy, do they close out quick on their shooters, man. They really get out, and I think a couple times there, Titus thought he had an open look, and his defender quickly closed in on him.
Railers on a 12-0 run, under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Lincoln up 16-7. Down in the corner, trying to find its way to Peyton, and a foul is going to be whistled. I think they're going to get Jermaine as he tried to knock it away. And boy, as all the physical players been, and that one they get Jermaine on.
Yeah, and I think Jermaine, he got beat on the play, but just play behind Peyton and make him shoot over the long arms. Don't try to reach in and tap it away.
Into Peyton again, swatted away by Tate. Boy, that one looked clean. We had a good look here. Tate looked like he reached in and got it. And the official from the backside whistles the foul. And now important, Josh, that's 2 on Tate.
Yeah, and the quick hands of Sloan and Cannon you've seen a lot of, and Coach doesn't like that. And I think that was a little bit of Coach Mosley giving it to, they're going to say he was going up for a jump shot, but he was giving it an earful to the official earlier that he thought a couple times his guys have gotten fouled. And I think you can tell that was kind of called by their coach doing that.
So Tate Sloan will head to the bench. Peyton made the first free throw. That cuts that Railer run at 12-0, as we said earlier. Second free throw up, good again.
And we talked about, good players for the Railers trying to get off and going and maybe finding a way to get on the scoring column from a layup or a free throw, and that's exactly what Peyton now has done, is 2 free throws for him.
Railers into the front court with Grunder. Grunder's going to drive baseline, try to get it out, and it's thrown away to Peyton. Peyton, 1 on 4, takes the steps, and the layup is good. The steal and layup for Peyton cuts it to 16-11. Railers with the advantage. Hamlin over to Bowers. Down in the corner to Bacon. Back on top, Isaiah, a long 3. Left it short, rebound to Bloomington. Into the front court comes Fisher to Peyton again in the lane. Missed it, rebound to Hamlin.
Nice defensive rebound by Hamlin. Hamlin way up over Peyton that time for a big rebound. And something to stop the momentum there. Bloomington on a 4-0 quick run.
Bacon on the right post. High post to Hamlin. Grunder comes around a screen. Grunder's three on the way. Will not go down, but Ben will go to the line for three as he was fouled on the far sideline by Chris Pugh. Well, the Railers scoring tonight, Josh, has been all Isaiah and Ben. Bowers with 11, Grunder with 5, hoping to get 6, 7, and 8 here from the line. Free throw 1 is up and good.
Well, we saw some Railer sophomores hit some big free throws down the stretch. Proby with 4 of them to ice the game for the sophomore win. Those free throws here in this game are going to be crucial, and it's something that we thought would probably be a stat that's been better, that should be better for the Railers, has been their free throw percentage for the season.
Ben missed the second one, gets the third to go down, so he gets 2 out of 3, and the Railer lead is back to 7 at 18-11. Johnson over to Pugh, back to Johnson between the circle. Left side, Pugh. Boy, Mr. Payton draws a lot of attention from this Railer defense.
Yeah, he does. And another thing is he's a good passer, and he's so big from out there. As Jonzell Johnson with the 3 from the top of the key, he can see over so much from that corner. And not only does he demand a lot of respect, but he's an excellent passer.
3 from Johnson. Cuts the Lincoln lead 2-4 with 4 minutes to go in the first half. Bacon throws it away. Try to get it from the far corner up on top to Titus, and a little too tall for Titus, so a turnover by the Railers. A reminder that Railer basketball is brought to you by Grau Incorporated, Lincoln Printers, and Stacy's Family Pharmacy. Got a good one here tonight. Halfway through the second, Lincoln up by 4.
Man, so far the Railers have done a really good job of handling the basketball too. Just the first turnover for the Railers.
Inside, ball tipped away, and now they're upset about a no goaltend. Good for the Goose. Good for the Gander.
Well,
and then Titus was fouled in the backcourt, and then Titus grabbed the Bloomington player who took it away. So Titus is going to be whistled for the foul. Can we break out Chippy? Is it early? Lob inside to Payton. Payton dumps it over to Fuller. Johnson quickly into Payton at the high post. Top of the key, looks to make a move. Over Hamlin is good. We haven't seen many people who can make a little jump hook over Jermaine.
No, and he's showed nice touch.
Timeout taken by the Railers as Railers were having trouble in the backcourt. Titus mishandled a little bit. So a 30-second timeout here for this one. 3:13 to go in the first half. It's 18-16 Railers. Reminder that Railer basketball brought to you by Grimaldi Law Office and the Lincoln Park District. And Railers got off to a good start, but a little unnerved here, I think.
Well, and it's been that pressure that Bloomington can do. You know, we talked about it, the Railers have got to be able to handle the ball, and right now they're spread out on their press breaker, but have yet really to use the middle. And right now it's just been a little bit of nerves, as you said, I think, and if you thought you were going to, get up and score and outscore these guys and get up by 20 or 25, you're probably mistaken. This is going to be a tightly contested game. It's just one of those games where you've got to try and limit the other team's run.
After the timeout, Grunder's going to drive in the lane, dumps back out to Bacon, takes one way down the other. Bowers out to Grunder. Grunder gets bumped. Foul will be whistled, and that will go on Bloomington. And that foul is going to go against Patrick Fisher, his fourth on Bloomington. Railers looking to inbound lob to Isaiah, and it's swatted away. Foul on Payton, and it'll send Isaiah back to the line. Nice job by Isaiah establishing position. He's going back to the line.
That lob play we've seen almost every game, Jeff, that works. It's a screen, and they think Jermaine's going to come around for the lob because obviously the size and you screen around the rim for a guy. But they set another screen to Bowers, and he comes over in midair. Bowers with the first free throw, good. Chris Payton with his first foul of the game. So a nice play out of bounds and a Nice strong play by Bauer. That's hard.
Second one no good, tipped around, and Titus comes away with the rebound for the Railers. Bacon, swing it over Grunder, wide open three, connects.
Nice. Credit Cannon there, Jeff, with a big rebound. Of an offensive rebound on a free throw is just a killer.
And then a foul's going to be whistled on the Railers out high as Bloomington tries to get it back over the timeline. Foul on Isaiah, his first 16 foul, 2:37 to go. 22-16, an unconventional 4-point play for the Railers, but we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take anything.
2.5 to go in the first half. Johnson, he leads the way with 8. Jumper from the right side for 3 is no good. Grunder down there outfights everybody for the rebound.
Boy, it's contested underneath on the rebounds, isn't it? You got a couple of Bloomington Raiders going after the offensive board, several Railers going after it, and so far, particularly Bowers and Grunder have done an excellent job of battling underneath.
Cannon holds on the left wing. On top now to Bacon. He's joined out there by Bowers, Grunder, and Isaac Dewberry into the contest. And then Titus tried to drive the lane and looked like it might have been tipped.
I thought it was, but then again, you know, you just that presence in the middle of Peyton in the middle we've gotten a lot of times to the basket, Jeff, where we've not been able to, we haven't attempted a shot, and that's just because of the shot blocking ability of him.
So the turnover by the Railers, under 2 minutes to go. Railers still on top by 6. Very, very easy to say this game, score-wise, being played right at Lincoln's pace. Down to the baseline. Double team by Grunder and Dewberry. They work it around to Johnson.
We'll see how well the Railers can rebound now, Jeff. Jermaine underneath, out of the basketball game. Peyton with over the back, yeah. 3
with the from Bloomington, no good. And as you said right there, Railers did a great job of rebounding because they got the ball and they forced Peyton in the foul over the back.
The Railers have probably a little more strength, just the body build that you can tell out on the floor, but you also see just the go get it by the Railers tonight of going to get rebounds. They know in order to beat Bloomington, you've got to rebound the basketball and handle the ball.
Dewberry, as they break the timeline, needs some help. He's picked up his dribble, gets it to Isaiah in the corner, working against Peyton, fakes one way, then the other. Needs some help, back out now to Grunder. We're down to 1:10 in the first half. Grunder drives strong, high over Peyton, won't go down. Ball tipped around, and Grunder tracks it down for the Railers. Grunder back to Isaiah, 16-footer. That's going to be no good. Dewberry the offensive rebound. Railers not hitting, but they're certainly coming up big on the offensive board.
Yeah, and I think Coach wants to try and run one shot here, Jeff, but this is a very tough defense to run one shot against for 50 seconds now.
Bacon down in the corner to Cannon. Cannon back out high to Dewberry.
Got to meet your passers here and really handle the ball. 16 fouls for Bloomington, 6 for the Railers.
Cannon in the circle. Now to Dewberry. 35 seconds left. Dewberry looks to drive on the wing. Now out to Isaiah. Isaiah and Ben, the only 2 have scored for the Railers. Bowers with 12, Grunder with 10.
Watch that 5-second call, too.
Double team comes. Cannon tried to get rid of it, and he threw it away. Stolen by Peyton for Bloomington. He's going to drive down, and a foul will be whistled on the Railers, and that'll send Bloomington to the line for 1 in bonus. Foul on Drew Bacon, his second, 7th team foul. Peyton at the line, shooting 1 in bonus. 13.3 to go. And similar to what we saw down in Effingham, Cameron Whiteman in. Railers get the ball back. You got to look for Cameron to maybe take a 3.
Well, I think we've been able to get to the basket, Jeff. We've just not been able to score once we've gotten there. Now we've got a guy to kick out to that maybe can set his feet and drain a 3. We've seen him do it a lot in sophomores. We saw him do it on Friday night down in Effingham.
Peyton's free throw is up and good. 22-17. We said 13.3 to go. Free throw up and front of the rim. No. Bacon the rebound. Here come the Railers. Down to 10. Cannon. Up now to Bacon. Down to 5. And a travel is going to be whistled on Bacon. Shuffled his feet. Gives it back to Bloomington. So Whiteman will check right back out. Dewberry in.
Yeah, we talked about the Railers handling the ball really well for about a quarter and a couple minutes into the second quarter. And since then, it's been a few too many turnovers that you can have against this Bloomington team.
Johnson fires a long three. It will not go. And we go to halftime. Lincoln with a halftime lead. It is Lincoln 22, Bloomington 17. Back at the Robert Frank Sports Complex at Bloomington High School. Railers on top, 22-17. And Josh, the Railers at one point had a 12-0 run, and that got them out to as much as a 9-point lead. Railers have battled hard, maybe a little intimidated at some points, but at other points very, very aggressive. We knew we were going to get a good game tonight, and I think through the first half we've got exactly what we expected, especially because this is a game that's being called by the officials in a manner that you're going to see when state tournament time gets here.
And for me, what I was wanting to see is, we've gotten not used to, but we've played some competition in our conference that is not Bloomington High School. The athletes, the size. I wanted to see if this Railer team could adapt and how quickly they could adapt to the speed and size and athleticism that Bloomington or teams like Southeast or teams like Lanphier are going to throw at us in just a couple of weeks for postseason play. And then we've done well. We've battled. We're fast. We're quick. We're strong. We've shot the ball well. We've handled the basketball for most of the first half well. I think that was the one downfall. I think if you're in the locker room for Coach Alexander, don't get in too big of a hurry and just do what's worked so far. We turned the ball over a few times. Chris Payton got on the break a couple times and got some easier baskets, but for the most part, 17 points at half against this Bloomington High School team. We've looked really good.
Where if you're the coaching staff, because we've had a handful of turnovers that have come from the fact that the Railers got into the lane, and with Payton there, they've either hesitated, they've lost handle of the ball, they've thrown it over someone's head. How aggressive do you have to be with saying you just got to keep going in there?
Well, and two, it's tough, and their coach has done a good job of putting them on a guy that's going to be around the basket so he can protect that rim. He's guarded Bacon for the most part. He guarded Jermaine when he was in there, and Jermaine doesn't go far from the basket, so you've always got that rim protector when you drive that lane. I think if you're Coach Alexander, you got to continue to go at the rim and also get those shooters spotted up. We've tried to pass the ball out a few times and have turned it over. For the most part, we've shot the ball well from the perimeter, so guys got to look, but I don't think you can also go away from trying to score around the basket. You've got to make him play defense. You'd like to try and draw him in, maybe with a shot fake, and then kick it to the guy that he's guarding when he comes over to help. You've got to drop it down to Jermaine. You've got to drop it down to Bacon or Dewberry or whoever may be that Payton is guarding to try and get that easy basket.
Well, and the other thing, now if you're Bloomington, if you're Coach Mosley, with Lincoln being so flexible with where they're going to get their points from, if you're Bloomington, are we going to have to find other options in the second half? Because you look on the Lincoln side, and in the scorebook, only 2 Railers have scored, Grunder and Bowers, and that can be equated. Those 2 have been the most aggressive tonight.
You're right. They've been aggressive. They've been aggressive to the basket. They've been willing to shoot from that 10 to 15 foot range where they're really good at. So, I think in a game like this, you throw out. They've been able to get points. Our other guys have done a good job of finding them. For the most part, our other guys haven't even really taken a shot. It's been Grunder and Bowers, but hey, at a game like this, you don't care who scores, how many points, whoever it is, as long as we have one more point on the scoreboard, that's a team effort.
We're going to take a timeout. This is the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic Center halftime show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer basketball. Actually, Paula, if you want to play 3 minutes, you can go ahead and play 3 minutes.
Oh, cool.
Because they had some sort of presentation at halftime, and now they're doing their halftime dance and stuff like that. So So we got plenty of time. According to Tom, the ISU coach, Dan Muller, is here.
Oh, is he? I'm sure he's still trying.
If you're ISU, do you give Jermaine a look? Just keep an eye on him?
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
For